Hi everyone, I'm Melissa with Midnight Hour Oil. So today I want to share with you a very concerning warning dream that I was given last night. And I believe this is pretty urgent, so I didn't want to wait to get this out to you. I want to preface the video by saying that when I share these types of dreams, it is definitely not to cause fear. Most importantly, it's to bring it to you as the body of Christ to make as a matter of prayer, to pray that these things can be averted or lessened if possible. But I want to share this with you, and in case these things are going to happen, I will share some things that might help you to be better prepared if they do happen. But first I'm going to share the dream. So in this dream I had last night, I was laying in bed. I woke up in the dream. I sat up. When I laid back down, as soon as my head hit the pillow and I shut my eyes, it was like I could hear static, really loud, like radio static in my ears. And it was like, then suddenly it was like somebody was tuning the radio into a station and I could hear voices, but the voices that I heard were speaking in another language, and it sounded like a Middle Eastern language, like maybe Arabic. And so I was praying and I'm like, Lord, what am I hearing? I didn't understand the language. So then I heard the men start talking in English. And the one thing the man said was something concerning an EMP plan. Like he was checking with another man about this EMP, Electro Magnetic Pulse, in case you don't know what that stands for, plan, attack. And then he said East Coast, the East Coast. So EMP plan, attack, East Coast. All right, so then in the next part of the dream, it was like I woke up from that, and then I am standing with 5, 6, 7 people, and we all had just gotten new coats, and they looked similar, and I'm going to describe them in a minute because I believe this is important concerning what God is giving us to get through these tough times. But I was telling the people about what I had heard about this warning, and they were questioning me about it. And so the coats that we were wearing, they appeared to be made of flannel, and they were designed like a pea coat, which pea coats are what the Navy sailors wore back in like the early 1900s. They were designed for really cold, rough weather. I don't believe the dream requires a lot of interpretation. There's a plan that is in the works right now to bring an EMP attack against the United States of America. And just a couple weeks ago, I'll just real quickly share this, and I'll put a link to the video if I can find the video, but Perry Stone was sharing a warning that his friend who monitors the dark web had shared with him. And it was a warning he had been given about that July 19th incident where all the systems went down, they shut down airports, and he was given the warning before it happened, Perry Stone. So then his friend came out and was telling him he was monitoring the dark web again, and he heard them talking about another plan, an attack, an EMP attack, which he said was supposed to take place sometime between September and the election or October and the election. I'm not sure which. All right, so there is, it sounds like, a plan that is in the works. Now, most importantly, we need to pray that this could be averted, pray that it could be lessened, pray that if it happens, people are prepared and that you yourself are prepared. But I want to talk real quickly about the coats, because I believe those coats are God's provision. And the thing is, I think his name, Brandon from Last Days channel, I think he shared about an EMP that he was shown was coming. And he said that the Lord, or some type of an attack, some type of thing that was going to hit the U.S. And he said the Lord told him, I will take care of my own. All right, so even though I'm going to share a list of things that I think we can do to help be prepared, if you don't have the money, if you don't have the means, you just put your trust in God. He is faithful. He will take care of his own. But the flannel, the coats were made of flannel, and they were, like I said, designed like a pea coat. Flannel, I believe, symbolizes hard work, and the pea coat design, rough weather. And a pea coat is tailored to fit. And I noted that all the coats each person was wearing were similar, but they were different, unique. So I believe that each one of us will be given a very specific, unique covering mantle to help us work through these dark days, these storms, tough times that are coming our way. So let's talk about what we can do to be ready. Now, my husband and I have made preparations for a potential EMP attack for years. We've heard of these things possibly coming, and I think we are really getting close to a time when it's probably going to happen. So the most important thing you can do is get your family together and just have a talk with them. Have a meeting place, a meeting plan. The thing with an EMP attack, if it's an EMP attack, it's not going to just take down your power. It's going to destroy electronics like your phone, your computer, your car engine, if it's a newer car, and most of our cars are newer. And so you will probably have to rely on either walking to get your children from school, walking to meet somewhere, but have a meeting place set up and let your children know, if this happens, I will be at your school. I will come to get you. Don't leave. All right, that kind of thing. Tell them where you're going to meet them and to wait for you. One of the things John Paul Jackson warned about is that if something like this would happen and, the grid goes down, the banks are not going to have record of your loans, your payments. So if they lose all that information, the onus will be placed on the customer to prove how much you've paid on your home, on your car, what have you. So these documents, you may want to print out your latest payments so that you could show the bank that you've paid this much on your car, this much on your home, or if you've paid off those things, have those deeds, have, for your car, for your home, in a safe box, in a safe place that you can show them. Again, with the banks, ATMs will be down. Most stores will probably not have any registers working, so they will probably only take cash. And again, I know, like I said, if you don't have the means to get cash out, well, you can trust the Lord. He will take care of his own. But if you do have the means to get some cash out, I would highly recommend doing that and buying some extra food and some extra water. And if you buy canned food, remember to get a manual can opener, all right? Because you'll have to open things manually. Candles, a hand crank radio and flashlight. I just went out on Amazon and invested in this. It was $18.99. Let me show you a picture of it. All right, it's actually solar powered and hand crank powered. All right, so you've got an AM/FM radio, you've got a flashlight there, and NOAA notifications, an SOS thing. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just going to show you the things that I have purchased, that I have done, that my husband and I have done to be better prepared in the event of an emergency. Okay, and again, having food and water on hand, extra food and water, is always a good idea no matter what, or no matter where you're located. If you can get extra medication from your doctor so that you will have that, we don't know how long we would have to go without medical care. So if you can get extra medications, but another important thing, you might want to go out online while you can and look up natural treatments for your medical health issues, because that might be easier to come by than pharmaceutical medications in the days to come. Fill up your gas cans, fill up your propane tanks. Grills would probably work. A gas tank for a generator may work. Think about toolboxes in case you have to do repair work, and if there's any kind of home damage. Consider home defense, how you would protect your home and your family from a burglar or somebody who would try to come in and harm you or steal from you, rob you. I believe in our Second Amendment rights, and my husband and I have several firearms, and if we had to use them, we would. Of course, if our neighbors need some food, need something, we are more than willing to share. But if somebody comes in and tries to harm you, that's another story. Okay, we do have the right to defend ourselves. And if you have a bicycle, get the tires pumped up, because that may be, like I said, if cars are incapacitated, your only mode of transportation, You might consider, my husband and I invested in some EMP shields for our vehicles and for our home, and it's just something to think about. If you go out and buy one, I don't have a code. I'm not making a dime off of this. I'm just saying that they claim that these were developed by our Department of Defense. So we have yet to see if they will work, but if they will, then at least you would have a vehicle if you bought one for your vehicle. And here's a really cool idea I saw. I think somebody put this on, I don't know, one of the social media things. If the water pumps go down, of course, your toilet isn't going to work. A good idea for a makeshift toilet this person had put out was getting a large bucket, like those industrial large buckets you get at Lowe's, probably $5, $6, $7, and a pool noodle, those ones that the kids play on, and you just slice the pool noodle and you put it on the top of the bucket and you put cat litter in it, which I thought was a really clever idea for a makeshift toilet. Okay, let me see if I've missed anything. Now, obviously, you want a first aid kit, and you want to get a map or an atlas. I invested in one of these years ago because if the major roads are closed and if we lose GPS function, most of us, if we have family out of state, would not know how to get there if we weren't on the main roads. So that's something to think about, just investing in a road atlas. Another thing, when I was talking about the documents earlier, here's what I do. I have just a little Faraday bag, and I downloaded important document information on a thumb drive, okay? So I just put stuff on a thumb drive, put it in this, and it should be safe. And if you can't afford one of these, you can make one. Take tin foil, put it around a box, put your things in a box. Definitely walk in wisdom. When God gives a warning, there's a reason he gives a warning, and it is so we can make preparation. But the most important preparation any of us can make is to stay in Christ, to keep our eyes on him and seeking him daily for wisdom and guidance on what to do, what not to do. All right? So please take all this to the Lord in prayer. Ask him for confirmation. And again, like I said, I'm going to put that video link, if I can find it, for Perry Stone, the warning he had given a few weeks back, in the description box. And as always, church, it is my prayer that we will all continue to keep our lamps burning bright while we wait for Jesus. I love you all. God bless you.